What's up, guys? Emmanuel Jones here. We back at it with another prediction, and this time we'll be doing our Week 17 predictions. And we know it's like almost the end of the regular season. So last week I went 8-8, which I did really bad. I did kind of okay, but I don't know. And then last week overall is 134 and 75. So before I give you my Week 17 picks for this week, don't forget to put a thumbs up inside the video, subscribe to my channel for more options, and don't forget to comment down and put an opinion below to see who you think is going to win Week 17. So last week, I got the Browns. I had the Browns winning 27-13, and they won 37-20. All right. We're gonna start with the rest of the games. So next game, all right, we got the Detroit Lions versus the Dallas Cowboys. This is a Saturday game. This is supposed to be on Monday, but it's probably not gonna happen. They have to reschedule it because of college football going on. So it's scheduled for Saturday, which is today. So Dallas Cowboys are favored by 5.5. Obviously, this is a game that can go either way. Now, I believe that Dallas, is coming off two straight losses. They're coming off a heartbreaking loss against the Dolphins. Lions are like coming off of a win against the Vikings, which we know they are the NFC North champs. So obviously, this game can go either way. Now, the question is that will the Lions be able to at least like stay in this game? Like, we don't really know, because here's the thing. Jared Goff, we know they're in a dome, and sometimes he doesn't struggle in a dome, and I know it's not outdoors, but Jared Goff is facing against a Cowboys defense that's really good. But we know Dallas defense, over 2 weeks ago, Dallas defense, sometimes cannot stop the run. Sometimes it can't stop the pass. They can get ran on sometimes. Lions can get ran on other times as well. But here's the thing. I think the Lions, have a chance to keep it close, though. But I kind of really feel like the pass defense for the Lions is not good, because literally, though, they gave up like over 400 passing yards to Nick Mullins, and they still won the game. And Dallas, both their offenses are similar, though. I think Dallas could be a good match. I feel like that the Lions are a bad matchup for the Cowboys. I think the Cowboys matchup with the Lions really good, because literally, though, they have a really good secondary. They have a really good pass rush. They can get after Jared Goff, and that can really stop the running game of the Lions. Now, would they be able to do that in this game? We don't know, because the Lions, they got Jahmyr Gibbs, and then they got David Montgomery, that 1-2 punch at running back. Like, those guys could definitely be tough to stop. Now, they're running it. Now, the Lions have a good offensive line, though. But I think Dallas, with their defense, I just think they're going to make it tough on Jared Goff. Because literally, though, they got some good corners that can really cover Amon-Ra St. Brown. And maybe they have a safety that can really cover, Sam Laporta. Like, I think if you take away both these guys and make them throw the ball and make Jared Goff throw the ball to other people. That's the thing. I say you make him throw the ball to other people. That's what I like. I think Dallas defense can do a good job doing that, though. And then plus, you got the offense. The Lions, are kind of, their secondary is totally atrocious. Like I said, they're very atrocious. Like, they can't stop the pass. I think CeeDee Lamb is kind of tough to cover. And Jake Ferguson's really good. And then you got Michael Gallup, Brandon Cooks, and all that. So, yeah. So, I don't know if the Lions really have enough corners that can really cover the Cowboys' passing game. Cover the Cowboys' weapons. So, I think Dak Prescott's going to have a field day in that game. But I think this game will be close. But I will take Dallas to win, because Dallas has the better quarterback. They're at home. They're the more complete team. And I just think the offense will have a big game, and I think the defense will. Because the Cowboys get up early, they can blow the Lions out. I'm saying like this. I think they can keep this close in this game as long as Jared Goff, doesn't really struggle. I think they have a chance to keep this close. But I don't think they're going to do enough. I think Dallas finds a way to win this game but I'll take Detroit with the points. So I say Dallas wins like 30-23, something like that, in a 7-point game. So give me the Lions with the points, but I'll take the Cowboys to win the game. Next game, we got the New England Patriots versus the Buffalo Bills. Buffalo's favored by 14. Obviously, this is a lot of points, and we know this is a big spread. But I got the Bills in this game because the Bills are the more complete team. They have the better quarterback. They kind of got better coaching, and they're the more complete team as well. I believe Buffalo's going to get that revenge from Week 7 where they lost to the Patriots, though. That's when Mac Jones threw that game-winning touchdown on the last drive. So this time it is Bailey Zappi versus the Bills. So I don't think the Patriots offense was going to keep up in this game because especially the Bills kind of have a high-flying offense, and they can be able to put some points on the board. I think the Bills are probably going to put up like 30. I don't know. I'm going to say like 27-17, something like that. I don't think the Patriots offense will be able to keep up in this game. At least the Patriots, defensively played really good against the Broncos. And their offense really moved the ball really well against the Broncos defense. I think the Bills, maybe they keep it close. I don't know. I don't think they will. I think it will be a semi-blowout. Or maybe the Bills win by double digits. So I'm going to take the Bills to win this game. And I'm going to have to take the Bills to cover that 14-point spread. So, yeah. Next game, we have the Atlanta Falcons versus Chicago Bears. Bears are favored by 2.5. I wanted to call this a trap game, but I don't know. I don't think I will. But you know what? I think this game can go either way, though, because a lot of people's probably on the Bears because, the Bears kind of have a better quarterback in this game, and all of a sudden, their defense has been playing really good, especially, they stopped the run really well, and all of a sudden their secondary is playing fantastic. It's really good, led by Jalen Johnson. I mean, their defense is starting to get better, and all of a sudden the offense, they're playing better. They're starting to execute at a higher level. So, yeah, I like what the Bears did, though. And all of a sudden, the Falcons, on the other hand, they came off a really big win against the Colts. Now, I thought offensively they really moved the ball really well, and I also thought that their defense played really well against the Colts, like confusing Minshew and all that. So, yeah. So, here's the thing. I think this game right here could be a mismatch in this game because the Bears, I don't really know if they're going to be able to get the ball out quick. I don't even know if they can, though. Like, the question is, can Taylor Heineke can get the ball out quick? Can he do that? I don't know. I think the Falcons, I think they can find a way to at least, move the ball in the Bears defense, even though it's really good. But the Bears defense get ran on other times, so the Falcons defense. I think the Bears are going to move the ball in this game, and I think they're going to try to gain time possession and stay in the game, especially how the way they've been playing. On the other hand, Heineken, he's been playing really well last week. I think the Falcons have a chance to step it up in this game. I think it will be closer than we think it will be, but I know the game's in Chicago, and, it's kind of a tough place to play at, but I'm going to take the Falcons to win this game. I just think the Falcons are a better team. They have better coaching, and I just think they kind of have a better defense than them because I think the Falcons have the corners to cover DJ Moore and Cole Kmet and the other receiver. Now, Darnell Mooney is out. So, yeah, especially the Bears, might run the ball a little bit because we know Justin Fields is really good at escaping pressure. So, yeah, I think the Falcons find a way to pull it off with this win here. I'm going to take Atlanta to win and take them +2. I'll say like 23-16, 23-19, something like that. So, yeah. So, I lean towards the Falcons in both ways. In this game, I take them to win and cover straight up. Next game, we have the Las Vegas Raiders versus the Indianapolis Colts. Indy is favored by 3.5. Obviously, this game right here is going to be a fun game to watch. I know this game right here is in Indianapolis, and we know it's kind of a tough environment though. But I am gonna take the Raiders to win this game, and the reason why is that they beat the crap out of the Chiefs. That's why I think the Raiders defense is the best unit in football. And I just kind of really feel like that, this defense has been playing really well over the last couple of weeks after the bye. I mean, this defense is definitely balling. All of a sudden, they've been confusing teams like really well. And especially, offensively, they didn't really look as great last week. Because, Aiden O'Connell only had like 62 passing yards. I think the Raiders I think Aiden O'Connell's going to gain more confidence, and I think their offense is going to find a way to move the ball against a Colts defense that's very good but not great. But I don't think the Colts, have any corners that can really cover Devontae Adams or Jacoby Myers. I feel like those guys can be tough to cover, and I just kind of really feel that the Raiders defense, I don't think the Colts are gonna have answers for the Raiders defense, and I think Gardner Minshew is gonna be a little bit under the sun, and I think he's gonna come down to earth once again. Because I understand that Gardner Minshew has been really, really good though. He's been really good for over the past couple of weeks. He's been playing well for the past couple of weeks, but the Colts, without Michael Pittman, that might help. But if he plays, I think the Raiders defense, I don't think it matters, especially the Raiders secondary is definitely playing some sticky coverage right now. And especially Jack Jones has been jumping over passes, and he's been a baller. Matt Crosby's been an absolute terror of this team. And all of a sudden, I know it's in Indianapolis, it's not in Las Vegas, which I understand, but I'm just gonna take the Raiders because I just think the Raiders defense is gonna win them this game. So obviously, I'm gonna take the Raiders to win, but I'll take them plus the points. I'll say like 24-23, something like that. So yeah, maybe I'm wrong, but we'll see. Because I feel like if the Raiders win, I think they still have a chance to get their playoff hopes alive. Because they still have a chance to make the playoffs. So I feel like if they win out and the Chiefs lose out, they have a chance to win the division and make the playoffs. So yeah, I take the Raiders. I got the Raiders winning this game. Next game, we have the LA Rams versus the New York Giants. Rams are favored at 5.5. Obviously, this game right here can a little bit go either way, but we know that the Rams can't really travel, especially on the East Coast. This West Coast traveling East Coast, which I understand that's kind of a tough outing. But I got the Rams winning this game because the Rams are a more complete team, better quarterback, better coaching. And all of a sudden, I just like how the way they're playing right now. So, yeah. I just think the Rams, with their offense, I just feel like Puka Nacua and Cooper Kupp is going to be a tough matchup for the Giants, though, because I don't think the Giants can match up well. The Rams really good, and especially the defense has been really balling out. And I don't think the Giants going to be able to move the ball. I just really think the Rams offense is going to go off in this game. They're gonna make some plays, and I just don't think the Giants will be able to keep up, especially they have questions at quarterback. So yeah, and I don't think the Giants really have much of a defense though. So yeah, it's pretty much why. I mean the Giants' offense actually played really well to keep this game competitive though. But I think the Rams find a way to pull it off because there's a more complete team, and they're fighting to make the playoffs though. And the Giants, maybe they could be playing for next year. Who knows? Who knows? Because the Giants, they're probably not gonna make the playoffs this year because they're eliminated from playoff contention. So yeah, I expect the Rams to win this game, but I expect the Rams to cover. I don't think the Giants will be able to keep up in this game. So yeah. So I'm gonna say the Rams at least win like 34 to like 16, something like that. And more as like a semi blowout. So yeah. I take the Rams both ways. I got the Rams win cover. Next game we have the Arizona Cardinals versus Philadelphia Eagles. Eagles are favored by 12. Obviously, we know understand it's a big number right there. But obviously, there's two birds playing against each other. But you know what, though? I'll take the Eagles to win this game, but I might take the Cardinals with the points. I don't know because the Eagles' defense don't really play as good against good teams, and Kyler Murray. Sometimes the Eagles kind of struggle with mobile quarterbacks, and especially Kyler Murray. He's like very He's really good as a runner, and he could escape pressure at the right time. I think that Kyler Murray can do enough. Cardinals can offense can do enough to move the ball against the Eagles defense that has been really playing really well as of lately. And all of a sudden, Jonathan Gannon, is facing against the Eagles. His defensive scheme is not good. I think the Eagles offense has a lot of firepower. They can move the ball and they can run the ball really light, and their offense, can move the ball as well. I think the Eagles and Jalen Hurts is going to have a day here, and especially we know that the Cardinals kind of do struggle with more quarterbacks as well. I think it could be an offensive game, but I think the Eagles, defense makes more plays than the Cardinals because I don't think the Cardinals have a good defense, and especially Kyler Murray. We don't know if he's playing because he has an illness, but if he plays, I think they keep it close. But if he doesn't, I think it will be a blowout. So obviously, I'm just gonna take the Eagles to win this game. I just think the Eagles are the more complete team. They have the better quarterback, better coaching. They're at home and all that. So yeah, I'll take the Eagles to win, and I'll take them to cover as well. I'm gonna take Philly both ways in this game. I'm gonna say like 23-16, 30-16, something like that. So yeah, I'll take the Eagles to win, and I'll take the Eagles to cover. Next game, we have the New Orleans Saints versus Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Tampa Bay is favored by 2.5. Obviously, this game right here can go either way. Now, lots of people are like betting on the Bucks to win this game because the Bucks. The Bucks have been really playing well for over the last couple of weeks because the Bucks. Baker Mayfield's been playing really well, and then the offense is starting to play really good, and all of a sudden their defense is now playing really well as too. But here's the thing: I think the Bucks are probably going to give the Saints issues. I think they will because of their defense, and I think they will give the Saints defense issue because we don't know if Lattimore is playing. Because if Lattimore doesn't play, the Bucks Mike Evans probably going to get open all day long because I don't think nobody can cover in that secondary can cover him, especially the Bucks. I feel like last matchup when these two teams played, the Bucks beat them on the road in New Orleans. But I just kind of really feel like when I looked at the Saints, like they don't really have a good offensive line, and their defensive line, sometimes it's pretty good, but sometimes they get ran on. I just kind of really feel that they can keep it close this game, but I really want to take the Bucks to win this game, but I just don't think they can beat them twice in 2 years. So I'm gonna roll the upset. I'm gonna take the Saints to win this game because I just think the Saints, are gonna want that revenge because the Bucks beat them twice last year and they beat them early in the first matchup. And I think the Saints are gonna get back on track and win this game to keep their playoff hopes alive. Because I feel like the Saints, they could be playing for next year. I don't know. I think the Saints, need this win here if they want to go to the playoffs. Because I feel like the Bucks win this game, they clinch the division and get a wild card. Because if the Saints, win the last two games, then I think they win the division. And the Falcons, they win the last two games, and the Saints and the Bucks don't, then I think the Falcons, win the division. So we, even though we know the NFC South is a little weak, so yeah. So I'm gonna take the Saints to win this game here straight up. I'll take them with the points, I guess. So yeah, I'll say like a low scoring game. I think like 20-17, something like that. So yeah. So give me the Saints to win this game. Next game, we got the San Francisco 49ers versus the Washington Commanders. San Fran's favored by 13.5. Obviously, this is a really big number though, but I gotta take the Niners to win and the Niners to cover that big spread. And you know why? It's because they they should get back on track coming off an embarrassing loss, against the Ravens. Niners kind of have a better quarterback. They have a better coaching staff. They're a more complete team. And literally, they have the better defense. And we know this is a Chase Young revenge game. I think the Niners defense is going to find a way to at least like get after the quarterback because we don't know who's playing quarterback for Washington. And all of a sudden, the Niners have a really good pass defense that can really give Washington's offense issues. And Washington's defense is not really good. Sometimes they're not good against the run, and all of a sudden they're not good against the pass. I think Deebo Samuel, Brandon Ayuk, George Kittle, those guys are going to be tough to cover. So I don't think nobody in the secondary can cover those guys, especially CMC. Nobody can cover CMC as well. I mean, the Niners offense is going to be going lights off in this game. I'm calling my lock of the week. I'm going to say Niners win 45-10. That's my lock of the week. 45-10, 38-10, 38-17. That's my lock of the week. Of the Niners destroying the Washington Commanders. So they should easily destroy them. They should easily win and cover this game. Next game, we have the Carolina Panthers versus the Jacksonville Jaguars. Jacksonville's favored by 5.5. Obviously, we heard the news that Trevor Lawrence is going to be ruled out because he has a shoulder injury. I mean, I feel like if he was playing, I think Jacksonville can blow him out. But Jacksonville has been on a losing streak lately. And, the way they've been losing has been tough for them. And I think Carolina, I thought Carolina played really well against the Packers. I thought they moved the ball really well, especially Bryce Young was playing really well. He kind of looked like C.J. Stroud out there. And all of a sudden, their offense put up points in this game. But I feel like I feel like Bryce Young might come down to earth a little bit. But I think they're gonna keep this game a little closer though, because this is gonna be C.J. Beathard versus Bryce Young. But I will be taking the Jaguars to win this game though. But I'll take Carolina with the points because I think Jacksonville is just a more complete team. They have a better coaching staff. They're at home, and I just kind of really feel that Jacksonville, offense is going to be a mismatch against the Panthers defense. I mean, the Panthers defense has been playing really well, and I feel like they can definitely take care of business against a bad offensive line in Jacksonville. So I think they can keep this close, keep this game competitive in this game. But I got Jacksonville to win because they're at home. So, yeah. I'm going to say like Jacksonville wins 23-17, something like that. Or like 19-17, 20-17, 21-17, something like that. So, yeah, I'll take Jacksonville to win, but I'll take the Panthers to cover. Next game, we have the Miami Dolphins versus the Baltimore Ravens. This is game of the week. Baltimore's favored by 3.5. Obviously, this is a game right here that could definitely go either way. Now, most people could be leaning towards the Dolphins because, we know Tyreek Hill and Tua, because Dolphins got the best passing offense in the NFL. And I thought last year the Ravens, blew that game to the Dolphins because the Ravens defense were giving up big play after big play because Tyreek Hill went off. But here's the thing. They don't got Jalen Waddle in this game, but I think the Ravens can do a really good job on defense, especially their defense has been the best unit in the game. Say if like the Ravens, they take away Tyreek Hill and you make them throw the ball to other people. That's what I like to say. Like you take away Tyreek Hill, you put him in double coverage, and make the Dolphins throw the ball to other people because I don't really know who's their other weapon. Because Marine Morris in the backfield, Devon Achane, I mean, they can dare them to run the ball, especially the Dolphins' running game has been really good. Ravens' running game has been really good as well. But here's the thing. The Dolphins' defense sometimes is not great. because they get ran on other times. But their defense is playing really good right now, and all of a sudden the Ravens defense is playing really good. But all of a sudden, I feel like they can keep this game close, and I feel like it's going to be a high scoring game a little bit. But I am going to take the Baltimore Ravens to win this game. And the reason why is that they're at home, they have the better quarterback. Lamar Jackson's probably MVP, and they got better coaching. And I just think they're a more complete team. So, yeah, I just think Baltimore, offensively, I think they're going to move the ball on the Dolphins because we know sometimes the Dolphins' defense is terrible at other times. And I just kind of really feel like the Dolphins' offense, yeah, they could do enough to keep it with the Ravens because last year they did that enough because last year I think Ravens were up 20-0 at the halftime and the Dolphins came back on them. But I don't think it's going to do it again. I feel like Ravens could want revenge from last year when the Dolphins, won in Baltimore, and I don't see it happening again. So I'm going to take the Ravens. So, by the way, I'm going to take the Ravens. I feel like the Ravens can control the clock in this game and probably keep Tua off the field. I think the Ravens can win this game here. So I'm probably going to say they win by a field goal or maybe they win by a defense getting the stop. So, yeah. So, obviously, I'm going to say the Ravens win like 37-34, 34-30, something like that. More like a higher scoring game, or maybe they win by a touchdown, maybe like 23-30, 23-27, something like that. So, yeah. So, I'm going to take the Ravens to win, and I'll take the Dolphins with the points. I think the Dolphins are going to keep up in this game because of their explosive power offense they have. So, yeah, sometimes, Jalen Ramsey gets washed in the secondary. So I think the Ravens offense can go off in this game. So yeah. So I take the Dolphins with the points, but I'll take the Ravens to win the game. But here's the thing: if the Ravens win out, the Ravens get the first seed. If the Dolphins win out and the Ravens and Chiefs lose out, then they got a chance to get the first seed. Because we already know the Chiefs are eliminated from getting the 1 seed. So yeah. So that's something to watch there. Next game, we have the Tennessee Titans versus the Houston Texans. Texans are favored by -4. Obviously, CJ Stroud is expected to come back, which that's going to be huge. So I got the Texans winning this game here because they're at home. I mean, I understand. I mean, last time, a few weeks ago, the Texans beat them with Case Keenum, but this time it's going to be CJ Stroud. I'll take the Texans to win this game and take the Texans to cover because they're at home, and I think they keep it close in this game. Because sometimes Will Levis plays really good. But I just kind of really feel like the Texans, have the better quarterback. They're at home. And I just think they're a more complete team. And they have a chance to make the playoffs, though. Because I feel like the Texans, might have a shot to win the division as well. Like, I feel like the Texans could have a shot to win the division. Like, don't get me wrong. They might have a shot to win the division. And all of a sudden, the Titans, their offense, I don't think is that good. I think DeMeco Ryans with his defensive scheme, I think the Texans will have answers for the passing game. They'll have answers for the run game because the Texans defense has been playing really good as of lately. We know last week, they lost last week, against the Browns because their defense, was definitely not playing good because they gave up over 300 yards to Joe Flacco. And, they were blowing coverages against Amari Cooper. So, yeah, that's pretty much why the Texans, lost that game. But I think the Texans get back on track to win this game here, especially with C.J. Stroud coming back. And I just think they have a better offense, though. But even without Tank Dell, I think their offense finds a way to move the ball. So, yeah. So, I'll take the Texans to win this game, and I'll take the Texans to cover. I'm gonna say like 24-20, something like that. So yeah. So give me the Texans to win. Give me the Texans to cover. Next game, we have the Pittsburgh Steelers versus Seattle Seahawks. Seahawks is favored by 3.5. Obviously, this is a game right here and go either way. Now, I call this a trap game for some reason because both these two teams are 8-7, and most of these teams, are fighting for a playoff spot. Because I feel like if Seattle, wins out, they get a wild card. If the Steelers win out, they get a wild card. But I feel like the Steelers, if they lose the last 2 games, they're probably going to be done. So, yeah. So basically, this game is going to be a tough game to predict and go either way. But a lot of people are on the Seahawks because Seahawks have a better offense and the Steelers' offense stink. But last week against the Bengals, I thought the Steelers' offense played really well. George Pickens had a really good day though. He put up big numbers against the Bengals defense. And offensively, I thought they ran the ball really well. And Mason Rudolph played really good as well. So yeah, I think the Steelers offense has a chance to do it again. But I don't really know if I can trust their offense enough against the Seahawks defense. Because Seahawks defense is pretty good. And they can definitely give the Steelers offense tons of issue. Because they have good corners that can really cover George Pickens. Because I feel like if you could take away the passing game and you take away the run game, I think the Steelers will have no success. But sometimes the Steelers defense, sometimes they get ran on. They get ran on other times where sometimes they cannot stop the pass, but they can stop the run really good, but they just can't stop the pass. But their secondary sometimes is very weak. But I feel like if Seattle gets up early, I feel like they could definitely blow the Steelers out. Because sometimes the Steelers are not intending to start fast. But I thought last week they started fast against the Bengals. But obviously, this is what I'm going to do right now. I feel like this is going to be a close game and will be a fun game to watch. But I'm probably going to take the Pittsburgh Steelers to win this game. Because I just think their defense is going to give Geno Smith a lot of issues in the Seahawks offense. And I just think the pass rush is going to get after them and all that. And I think the Steelers, I just don't want to see them go 8-9 because I feel they need to win this game more. So that way, because we know Mike Tomlin, he never has a losing season. So I think the Steelers, are going to find a way to pull it off with a win here. So I'm going to take the Steelers to win this game here. I'm going to say it's going to be a low-scoring game. I'm probably going to say like 24-21, something like that. So, yeah. Or like 19-17, something like that. So, yeah. So, I'm going to take the Pittsburgh Steelers to win this game. Maybe I'm wrong, but I could be a little biased on it. So, I'll take the Steelers to win. Next game, we have the LA Chargers versus the Denver Broncos. The Broncos are favored by 3.5. Obviously, Russell Wilson is benched for the rest of the year, which that's kind of sad news. Now, Denver's coming off 2 losses, and Chargers, they've been on a little bit of a losing streak. I mean, last time when these two teams played a couple weeks ago, Denver really destroyed them. That's when Justin Herbert got hurt. But now this is Easton Stick versus Jarrett Stidham. Obviously, I feel like Jarrett Stidham's kind of better than Easton Stick, but I'm going to take Denver Broncos to win this game because they're at home, and I feel like they have a better chance to make the playoffs. And the Chargers don't because their playoff chances are over, and they got eliminated from playoff contention. I think Denver finds a way to win this game. I feel like they need to win more if they want to keep their playoff hopes alive. Because I feel like if they win the last 2 games, they might have a chance to get a wild card. But I feel like if they don't, and I feel like they're probably not going to make the playoffs. So I feel like Denver is going to win this game because I just feel like Denver, has a better defense. They have more to play for. They're at home. I mean, the Chargers defense kind of played okay against the Bills, but I didn't think they did enough. I think their offense kind of blew it, though. Especially the Chargers got some injuries on offense. So, yeah, and we don't know if Courtland Sutton's playing this game, but if he doesn't play, I think the Broncos offense can do enough to at least keep it close. But I think it's probably going to be a low-scoring game. Because I think the Chargers defense could definitely give Jarrett Stidham some issues. So, yeah. I'm probably going to say like 16-13, something like that. Or like 20-16, something like that. I think it's going to be more like a lower-scoring game. So, I am going to take the Broncos to win this game. And I'll take them to cover as well. Next game, we have the Cincinnati Bengals versus the Kansas City Chiefs. The Chiefs are favored by 6.5. Obviously, if this was Joe Burrow playing, I would take the Bengals. But since Joe Burrow's not playing, I will take the Kansas City Chiefs to win this game because they're at home, and I feel like they're very frustrated, with them losing. to the Raiders last week. And I feel like the Chiefs need to win this game more if they want to clinch the division. Because I feel like if they win the next 2 games, they have a chance to clinch the division. So I feel like the Chiefs need to win this game more. Because, the offensively, they were really moving the ball a lot. They weren't doing much on offense. Like, they couldn't run the ball. Their receivers kept dropping passes. And all of a sudden, the defense, it's been playing really good. But the offense, all of a sudden, they keep struggling to score some points. Like, what is going on with that? And I've been saying this for, weeks, that the Chiefs need to get a number 1 wide receiver to help out Mahomes. They didn't do it. Rasheed Rice has stepped up as that number 1 wide receiver. Justin Watson has been really good. And Travis Kelce is kind of almost having a down year. He didn't really do much. And the rest of the receivers kind of stink. So, obviously, I think the Bengals defense can definitely be sticky against I feel like their secondary can definitely be sticky against the overall receiving core of the Chiefs. But the Bengals defense has not been playing really well as of lately. Offensively, they cannot move the ball. Because offensively, think about it last week against the Steelers. Literally last week against the Steelers, they gave up 34 points against the Steelers. Because literally, though, they almost gave 30 points at halftime. Because, their defense has not been playing really good lately. Because last week, their defenses were blowing coverages against George Pickens. And all of a sudden, offensively, they couldn't really move the ball. They couldn't really score points because, Steelers' defense kept them out of the red zone the whole time. Especially Jake Browning didn't really play as good. Because literally, he had a good passer rating, but the offense was definitely bad in that game. But I think the Chiefs, if Jamar Chase plays, I think that'll be really great. But if he doesn't, I don't know. Because, I felt that the Chiefs' defense, has been playing really good so lately. I just kind of really felt their secondary could do enough, to be sticky. To cover the Bengals wide receivers, say if you take away Jamar Chase and make them throw the ball to their people, that'll be really good. Same thing with the Bengals defense. Because, they play the Chiefs really well for, as of lately, over a couple times. I think if they could take away Kelce and make them throw the ball to their people, that would be really great. But I think the Chiefs, with their offense, I feel like they're going to go off in this game. But I feel like they get up early, they could definitely blow the Bengals out. So, yeah. So, I feel like the Chiefs got to win this game here at home. Because this is their last home game of the season. Because we know they haven't even played a playoff game on the road in, years. So, yeah. So, I'm going to say the Chiefs win this game 24-17, something like that. I'll take the Chiefs to win. I might have to take the Chiefs to cover as well. But I don't know if I'm confident of them covering, but I'll take the Chiefs to win, and I'll take them both ways. I'll take the Chiefs to win and cover. Next game, we have the Green Bay Packers versus the Minnesota Vikings Sunday Night Football game. Minnesota is favored by 1. Obviously, this is a game right here that can go either way. Now, most people can definitely be picking the Vikings to win because they're at home, and they kind of have a better defense. And they're better at stopping the run, especially the Packers' defense has been absolutely atrocious. They cannot stop the run. Their defense as of lately couldn't really stop the pass for over 2 weeks. Because literally, though, last week, they made Bryce Young look like C.J. Stroud. And then all of a sudden, the week before, they made Baker Mayfield look like Tom Brady out there. So, yeah. So, basically, their defense couldn't stop the pass, and their run defense has been an issue. And I felt the Vikings could get a little bit of a run game going. So, yeah. But if no Jordan Addison, no TJ Hockenson, you got Justin Jefferson. Give me KJ Osborne. I feel or maybe the other receiver, Powell. I think the Vikings offense can definitely have success in this game. Especially the Packers, they're probably going to be without their top corners. Jair got suspended. And then, Eric Stokes is ruled out due to an injury. Especially without their top corners, their secondary sometimes plays really good. And all of a sudden, if Christian Watson doesn't play, I don't really think they're probably gonna have answer for Brian Flores' scheme because last time when these two teams played, the Vikings beat them in Green Bay, and that's when Brian Flores, really confused Jordan Love. Does he do it again? I don't know. But you know what? The Packers offense has been playing really well as of lately. I thought their offense has been playing really well as of lately, putting up 30 plus points. I thought their offense playing really good. Jordan Love's playing really well. I think they can score 30 in this game, but I don't really know. I think it's going to be a lot closer than we think. I think the Packers are going to play better than they did over the last game, but I'm probably going to go ahead. But I know they're both 7-8. They're both 5 for the playoffs, but I'm going to go ahead and just take the Packers to win this game because I just think the Packers, the Vikings got questions at quarterback because they're starting Jaron Hall, and I don't really know if it's going to be a factor. And even though Nick Mullins sucked, I think the Vikings offense can do enough to keep it close in this game. Because the Vikings are having questions at quarterback, and I just feel like Green Bay is gonna have more chance to make the playoffs than the Vikings. Because Green Bay, they're just more stable with the quarterback position and all that. So yeah, I'm gonna take the Packers to win this game, 23-20 in this game, and I'll take them +1 as well. So yeah. So I think they need this win if they want to go to playoffs. 'Cause I feel like if the Packers win out and then the other teams, lose out, I think Green Bay has a chance to get the final wild card spot. So yeah, so I take the Packers to win this game straight up, and I'll take them +1. Well, those are all my Week 17 picks for this week. Thank you guys hope you guys enjoyed watching. Don't forget to put a thumbs up to like the video as well. And if you disagree with me, let me know in the comments section below what you who you got winning week 17. So yeah. So I want to wish you guys, a happy new year and all that. So yeah. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys later next video. Peace.